This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
I think in our cases we are doing the very similar, but the latest all the application we are developing, one of the finance team, they have a big the development team. I think they have over 200 the team member. They're using the GitLab CI, and the operation team, they have some like the vendor based application. They are using the GitHub. So, but all the existing application you mentioned, we are using actually the Jenkins the same way. So with that, I have a follow-up questions. What type of challenge you face while using the Jenkins? And you said the worker nodes, the master node, are you the self-managed on the on-prem, the data center, or you are using the cloud for the Jenkins, the whole environment, the Jenkins, the build environment?
Yeah, so that's basically we are using always on-prem. So since our applications are on-prem, we had so many applications in our on-prem data centers. So the data center is not ours, but we basically borrow a data center, part of the data center that is actually helps us to run all of our on-prem applications and keeps us secure. So we just control the networking and all the security parts, and we can ask for whatever we want. So that's not basically our job. We just know that, okay, this is our infrastructure and this is where we need to deploy. So basically for that, we have a LAN and DMZ setup. Okay, so in the LAN, no internet is there. So on the DMZ, we had the internet. So both of them are on the on-prem. So since on the LAN part, we didn't have any way to get out on the internet, we basically needed to deploy the Jenkins on our LAN part. And for the DMZ, we had another Jenkins setup as well. So challenge wise, we basically had to manage multiple Jenkins servers, since we had one LAN part, we had one DMZ part, and we had our applications on the cloud as well that are deployed by the Jenkins. So we basically had multiple Jenkins servers to manage, and with each of the Jenkins servers there comes multiple workers as well. Okay, so we had to manage a bunch of pipeline related servers, and these were kind of complex, because sometimes one of the nodes are going down and pipeline is stuck and nobody is there. So let's say the on-call engineer needs to come in, and then they actually need to fix it, and sometimes they don't know how to fix it. So we just had to wait a bunch of time that, okay, the pipeline needs to be fixed, and everybody just halt from deploying anything because pipeline isn't running. So we kind of had this kind of issues with the maintenance related overhead with the bunch of Jenkins servers. And then the scaling was another issue, that okay, every time we had new people come in the dev team, they basically creates a bunch of branches and everything, and they are just working on a whole lot of things at the same time. So what happened is our Jenkins servers, since they are at a limited resource, right? So we basically had to scale all of our worker nodes so that we can actually run all of their workloads in parallel. So these are the things that we actually faced. And then sometimes, since Jenkins has the plugin dependency, okay, so sometimes our plugins got outdated, and then they had some vulnerabilities. So every time we install a plugin, we get a call from our security team that said, hey, you installed this plugin, but this plugin has this specific vulnerability. So most of the time, these are coming from the log4j and all the other stuffs that we're using on the plugin. And since these are Java based, so it has kind of a track record for very specific vulnerabilities that the security team doesn't like. So they always just pings us up that said, hey, you install these are gonna impose some new security risks, so you better fix it. So since these plugins weren't on us, we are not the one that were developing this, we basically had to wait for a new plugin version, and then as soon as they come in, we just need to install them to just get rid of our security team calls and everything. So these are kind of some things that we needed to face when we were working with the Jenkins and stuff.
Sure, I think that you have exactly the share the similar type of the issues we are having. And so, yeah, thank you. So